Not so long ago, a customer of mine from Berlin, I had for 40 years, he said, Hannes, you don't actually need the mountains. You're born here and you are part of them. I have done almost close to 50 first ascents. I didn't count them anymore, but the memory stays, of course, especially of the big ones. My name is Hannes Staehli. My profession is mountain guide, ski instructor, stonemason. I was just born into it. Let me think. Well, I was between the age of 25 to 50. These years were maybe the most intense. Eiger rescue. Maybe I have to explain how I came to that crazy stuff. When I was guiding a route, I was very interested in how many routes on the left side or on the right side where I'm climbing, and say, oh, if there is no route, we should do one, you know? So I came into it to create routes on virgin parts of the big stuff. Others, they were not interested in it. I was just a bit different. I always wanted to do something new, which is an incredible feeling to go up on a route where you don't know what's going on and what to expect, you know? A German climber once, Wolfgang Güllich, said, the hard stuff in climbing starts with your head, especially when you do things in uncertainty. You have to be very, very fit and also technically before you can think about doing first ascents and new routes on the virgin part of a mountain, because you will always come to a situation where you really have to go on your limits because you don't know what's going on above you and stuff like that, you know? The friendship, this is very important, and the confidence you can have in your partner, because you know every second pitch he is on the sharp end. I can think of 3, 4 really big ones, such as the Mönch. I made a route in the North Face. We call it Diagonal route, which funny story, actually didn't want to do, because I started in the morning, wanted to do a route from Douglaston, from the Scottish guy, and the conditions there were so bad that I immediately decided to do my own route. It was just out of the belly, I could do that route, and I was really, really an incredible feeling because it was not planned, you know. I had another experience, which became then probably my masterpiece, was the first modern route in the Eiger South Face. We were too confident. We said, oh, well, we can do that in one day, which was absolutely impossible. And we had to retreat, which was quite a big thing, in the middle of the face. And we did 2 more tries to get up to Mittellegge Ridge from the Eiger. And it ended up to be the really first modern route of the South Face, away from the North Face, not under the eyes of the public. And we were quite proud because it's 23 pitches, and we had hands like butchers when we were up there because the rock was so rough. But the feeling when we got up to the Mittellegge Ridge was incredible. Looking down at the north side, and then rappelling down the whole lot back to the Jungfrau Railway. And this is Eiger Nordwand. First time I did it in 78. All the pictures. Second ice field. Left bivouac. The Heckmeyer route is so well known because of his bloody history. And because these people who died on the Eiger's north face, they have given the names for different corners, such as Difficult Crack, then Hinterstoisser Traverse, which comes from Andreas Hinterstoisser, from the German guy, with the Tony Kurz. They died there in 1936. Then after the Hinterstoisser Traverse, you come also to this ice part up to the second ice field, and then the Death Bivouac, you know, where Sedlmayr Mehringer already died in 35. It is incredible because they didn't go through the Hinterstoisser Traverse. They found a way directly up to the Death Bivouac, where they couldn't go further because they wanted to find their way directly up to the Spider, which is very, very difficult and steep. And they died there, and since then, that's the Death Bivouac. That's the only place where you can lie and stretch your legs for a while in a whole classical route. That was quite a funny story too. There was a German guy who had a private film company. He saw pictures, still photos I did from the Eiger Nordwand, and he asked me to go filming at the Heckmeyer route in the Eiger's North Face, and then he would supply the gear and all that stuff, and that's how it started. Yeah, I actually chose the team. There were the two more of us, and we came up to Kleine Scheidegg, and he showed everybody how it works. We changed the film roll that was the big stuff, you know, and off we went. And he was lying in a bloody sun chair at Kleine Scheidegg with a walkie-talkie, and we got coptered into the face with the helicopter, and we had to film there, you know. It was incredibly good fun, but we all of a sudden didn't know how to change the film because the roll was empty. And we had to get in contact with that guy at Kleine Scheidegg, that German guy, and he explained us through the walkie-talkie how he had to do that. In the third ice field before the ramp, we had to do that. Oh my God, we were so lucky that this bloody camera was not falling down the face. I think one of the main reasons that I got involved is I'm living 2 minutes away from the heli base who did the rescue. In those days, we didn't have a professional rescue team like Chamonix, for instance, has. We never had. There's a bunch of mountain guides on the list where the rescue boss from Grindelwald could ask, "Are you around?" Blah blah blah, and that's how it all started actually. And I can also directly say that what's the difficulty is of all that rescue stuff. Still, today, not different than in those days when I did it. You have to move from 0 to 100. You know, you maybe sit home, do something else, and you get a phone call, and an hour later, maybe after one flight to look how the situation is, you get coptered into the face, and you have to move there and try to do the best out of it without being warm, you know. This is the biggest most difficult point. All these experiences in rescuing, they didn't bother me much. It sounds a bit weird when I say that, but for me it was, I could lay the switch to do that job of a rescuer, and my job, respectively my ideas of a mountaineer and guide, is on the other side. Psychologically, it didn't bother me that much. No, I was not that I then was sort of thinking and said, "Oh Christ, maybe I shouldn't do that because this and that, I was falling to death there." I think I was able to to check the rest risk very, very carefully. Very, very seldom I was on the last leaf, you know, very seldom. And this bit of risk security, risk safety for myself was maybe the reason that I survived the wild years, you know. I must say it's something very sad. Lots of guides and mountaineers, especially guides, that were committing suicide because they could not make the step from the hardcore wild years to the more calm years, and they couldn't release, which is a drama because you have to do that. But they made researchers in Interlaken, and they said there's no other profession which has in percentage so many suicides like the guides. I think one of the reasons is when anything comes which brings you out of the track, you know, such an injury and something like that, and they can't cope with this, with the new situation, because they were always under pressure that their clients are safe to bring them back to the valley, and this responsibility, and they just live there just with that, and you have to get away from that. I managed it very much because I had a very, very good background from the family side. The older I got, the more I appreciated that, you know, and that was most probably also the reason that I got extra power to do a good job. And also, of course, I was not only responsible for the people on my rope, I was also responsible and had to come back for safe and healthy for my family. You just brought it to the point, Dave. I think I got so much fun to do climbs like we did today in hardcore scrambling, more than just walking, but it's not on a level like I did before, but still on a level which is much higher than normal hiking, you know. And I really started to love that so much, because I can also do that on my own. I don't need a partner, as long as I feel that I have the good step, like I explained you know, that I must feel that my feet, when I put them down somewhere, that they are doing what I want to do. And I think as soon as I feel that I'm not safe for myself, I will then cut another step back. But I try, and this is my goal, to do things according to my ability till I really am too old and go on sticks, and you know, hopefully not too early. It's a psychological question. They're giving me the life I actually wanted to do since I'm a boy. I'm part of the mountains because they've given me so much in life quality, in mental quality. Maybe describe it that I belong to the mountains with what I told you when I, it's a bit funny, when I told you I had to help my youngest daughter Michaela moving from one flat to the other down at the city of Basel with my little truck, and I couldn't, for Christ's sake, just don't find the bloody street anymore, you know. And Michaela said, "Dad, You are so hopeless in the cities, and you are so genius in the mountains that we could actually put you somewhere on a mountain. You wouldn't know where you are. You would always find your way out because you are part of it. That's all I can say.